Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra Tutorials channel. I'm your host, Larry, and today we're back to check out some more Subnautica 2 pre-released goodies, namely, the revised Sea Frog suit, because it has a model now, and it actually is somewhat drivable and hints at what's going to go on with it later. And we also have a drivable Trident Submarine now that is actually in the game files that you can mess around with right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and spawn the Sea Frog. And there's actually a bunch of new stuff that I noticed when I opened up the spawn menu. Is at the top of the list has changed. There's a couple new things, like there's a Leviathan's Awaken poster. And I believe this is the fan art of the deep wing Leviathan that lays eggs all over the place. I believe this was the art contest that you saw on the website for Unknown Worlds for fan art. So this one is the one that ended up in the game. So I don't know who made this one, but congrats, it looks cool. And then we also got some other goodies here, like, they got stuff here that's like a soup and a souffle and an energy muffin, which I don't know that these are even in the game anymore. I guess they kind of are. They don't have an icon, but they do have like a use. They feed you, so that's always good. But the one that's kind of interesting here is there's something here called a resource crusher and a resource overflow. So when I spawn this resource crusher, it looks like this is the early version of like a trash compactor, where you can reclaim resources by plunking them into the top here, presumably. And then you would get out whatever got crushed on the back end over here. So that's the resource crusher. And then what was that other one? So we want to go back to the spawn menu. Then you have an overflow. Oh, it's just a regular overflow. It's just a little portable locker. Okay, well that's nothing new. That's just your standard locker that I can no longer put down. Let me just drop that. And then what else is in the old spawn menu to play around with? Axum relics been in there. Same with the ferrofluid crystal. Power cell bank. That's the other one that I've seen was the power cell bank that we saw in the resource, like the future resources video that I made. I'm guessing this is where you could potentially store power cells or recharge power cells on the go. Oh wait, I do know something that we can check out. It's underneath of C. There is a new cyan pigment that I noticed here, and that doesn't really do anything. It's just a black lump. It's just a pigment that you can potentially get from the new zone inside of Subnautica. And then the next thing that we can do, we can spawn cyan glowstick. Oh, it doesn't want to do that. Spawn cyan. And there is a new glowstick that's already in the game. So you could potentially fart around with and use a new type of distraction flare. No, that's just a regular flare. Well, there was a... where is it? Is it this? No, it's not that either. Well, we have a new type of flare that we can put into the game. The cyan glow stick, when you pick it up, it just acts like a spent flare. So there's a new type of glow stick in the game, which means that there's going to be something pink and harvestable that we can get out of the new zone. And I think it's that weird pink glowing substance that's at the bottom of the ravine over to the east, where the Collector Leviathan likes to hang out. And I'll show you what I mean by that in the next video. So let's just get to the bread and butter of this. Let's just spawn the Sea Frog. And then here is the new Sea Frog. It's just a chassis for right now, but it's a functional chassis. So if I get inside of my Scout Ray chassis and I detach my Scout Ray body, I can actually go over and I can drive into the Sea Frog, and then quablam, I'm walking here. And there's actually some new mechanics on this bad boy. So you can't turn your lights on anymore for whatever reason. So while you're inside of the Seafrog, there are some new mechanics. You'll notice there's a new bar underneath of my health and my energy level for my tadpole. That is an overheat bar, so I can actually do things like I can press and hold spacebar to jump. So this thing now has a booster jump. So you can jump on top of things, you can potentially jump on top of this crab. We're just cool like that. We're now crab riding as a sea frog. And then you can also sprint by holding down the shift key, so you can actually sprint underwater, not just in your base when you're a person. However, when you overheat, it actively damages your tadpole a lot. So that's a heat meter. If you get too hot, you start to deal damage to yourself. And then you have to get out, and you actually have to physically repair the tadpole. So this is the Seafrog right now. So you can see we've got like what looks like a sonic resonator arm on our right arm, and our left arm is a big grabby hand. And can we scan this bad boy? I guess it just wants me to scan my tadpole. And then somewhere on the back here, there was... I can open up my upgrades from down here, but there was, if I looked at a certain angle, the chassis actually came with some extra storage. So I'm starting to think that this might be meant for mining of some sort when you eventually get the tadpole. Not the tadpole, the sea frog. And then just like the rest of the stuff, you can actually just get out and detach your tadpole from the chassis, or you can just leave it plugged in. I mean, there's no reason that says you can't just leave it plugged in. And it looks kind of cool right now. Maybe if I can get it into some nice light. I want to get nice lighting for the thumbnail of this bad boy later. So yeah, that's the sea frog. It looks pretty cool. And I'm very curious what the eventual goal will be when we take this bad boy out for a spin for the first time in the new area, which we can kind of see a preview of the new area now in the game as well, which is what we'll be doing next video. Both these videos should be coming out on the same day, a couple hours apart from each other. So the next thing I'm going to show you guys is the new and improved Trident. And the new and improved Trident is a little bit more bare bones than it was before, but at the same time, we can also drive it now. So if I type in spawn Trident, it just plunks us right inside the middle of it now. And unlike the other Trident in the previous version, the old version of the Trident used to like shoot off into like the east, and then only if it got caught on something would it stop. So it spawns us in the engine room where there's power, and it looks like that's all the same. We can turn the power on or oh. Oxygenator restored. It gets very spooky in here when you turn the power off. Power restored. So the oxygenator is the same. Whatever this stuff is the same. Looks like they got rid of the crafting room. Instead, there's just like a fabricator, system status, and some storage lockers that we can hide things like this Axum relic in, so that we don't have to talk about that anymore. And there's also no more radar inside of here to look at. However, it does show us more accurately where our tadpole is in conjunction with the Trident Submarine. And that's kind of handy because now we can actually drive this bad boy. First up, it's got a horn. And second up, it actually drives. Pretty speedily, I might add. Like, this thing is no slouch. And I guess it also flips out if it thinks you're going to crash into something, even if it's not that big of a deal. That was very loud. Anyway, there's also no more tractor beam station in here. I don't know if that's because they decided to scrub that design, or if it's still in development, so who knows. But what you can do now that you couldn't do before was we can actually pop out of this chassis here and pop into my Scout Ray chassis, and I can actually park the Tadpole into the Trident now. And it even folds up. So you can actually like properly dock your ships in here now without being hard locked and having to completely Alt F4 the game. And now I'm wondering, if I get this low enough, can I park the Seafrog in here too? Just for funsies. Now, other things that this thing has that it didn't have before, you can easily cycle the speed of your engine right here. Oh, it's really eating energy too. There's also a cruise control button that is an arrow made out of 3 arrows duct taped together, which I love. I love the jank of that. There's also no more scanning array on the top of this guy. So I guess for this particular build of the game, they are more focused on testing the movement capability of this unit rather than anything else. Oh, that is obnoxious. Can I turn that off? Like, how do you park this thing if you can't drive near the bottom of the ocean, guys? Really? Goodness. Alright, anyway, I want to try to park this bad boy inside of it. So let's spawn another tadpole. And then I will spin around and do this. Alright. Well, that looks kind of awkward, but hey, who's really counting? And then we can just drive this thing around as much as we want right now. I mean, to a certain extent, it will run out of power eventually, and I'm way too lazy to charge it. But other than that, it's great. And it doesn't go up and down super fast, but it certainly goes forward and back, side to side pretty fast. Alright, the collision imminent thing is probably going to become obnoxious almost instantaneously, but other than that, we're good. It's pretty fun to drive this thing, actually. What are we gonna hit? Calm down, Trident. Goodness gracious. Alright, anyway. So that's the Trident Submarine. Oh wow, it really eats power like it's going out of style. So this thing's pretty cool so far. I'm curious what the eventual purpose of this thing will be and how you will eventually obtain it. Because now when I've reset everything and like we're in the new build of 1.1, there isn't a voice inside of this room that tells me that I have to use the bilge pumps to remove all the water and take it somewhere to recharge it. Now it's just fully charged, and it is what it is kind of a situation.
Power offline. Emergency power only.
So that part is going to remain a mystery. They probably redid the entire story of how you got this thing because, well, I mean, it's changed. Now you can just drive it. So let me go ahead and get like a cool picture of this thing. Maybe from the other side, because it's getting a little less in the day. Alright, so here is the new and improved Trident Submarine. So yeah, I didn't really see a lot else that was particularly new or fascinating to share with you guys when it comes to unreleased content, as far as like half in development stuff like the Trident. But I wanted to show you guys that the Seafrog actually has a model now, and it can jump and overheat and die. So I thought that was worth seeing, and the fact that you can drive the Trident now, although some of the hints at its purpose from before have been removed, which is funny because I just made maybe this is a crew ship kind of vehicle before this came out by like a day or two. So that'd be it for this one, ladies and gentlemen. I've been your host, Larry. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you next time where we remove the fog and check out the other mystery things that Unknown Worlds has added into the game with the most recent patch. So bye everybody, and have a good one.